everyone. Today's Yin class is short and sweet, but it's sure to leave you feeling stretched and relaxed. So let's get started. Hi everyone, I'm Tovah. I'm a fitness coordinator from Fort Wayne, Cold Lake, Alberta. And today's Yin Yoga class is short but sweet and sure to leave you feeling stretched and relaxed. Let's get started. In response to COVID-19, PSP is offering virtual fitness to Canadian Armed Forces members. By using social media platforms, the virtual fitness classes tailored to Canadian Armed Forces personnel become accessible to all. Participants who are not Canadian Armed Forces members recognize and acknowledge that their age, health status, and physical fitness level are unknown, and it is entirely up to each individual to assess their ability to participate in this class. Since it is preferable to consult your physician before beginning any exercise program, we invite all participants who are not Canadian Armed Forces members to consult the Get Active Questionnaire of the Canadian Society of Exercise Physiology and its reference document. If you experience any pain or difficulty during the exercises presented in this video, it is recommended that you stop and consult a healthcare provider. If any CAF members sustain an injury during this video, please remember to fill out a CF98. For the first asana or posture today, we're going to go ahead and get into resting child's pose. So you may like your knees more wide, you might like them more together here, and you can stretch your arms out more to the front, either really long or more bent and relaxed. You could also tuck your arms back by your heels and let your shoulders roll more to the front. So depending on where you feel most of your tightness, and if it's through your chest and, sorry, not through your chest, through your shoulders a little bit more, you may enjoy the knees together, arms back variation of child's pose. But definitely find something that feels comfortable for you. And let's settle in. And as you begin to settle into this posture, letting your mind start to quiet down, allow yourself to drift to a quiet, relaxing space. You're really just coaxing your body here to be tension-free, to release any tension that your body's holding on to. So being gentle with your body in the posture, not pushing yourself too deeply as we stay for just a few more breaths. Perfect, and we're slowly going to come out of child's pose. And just take your time as you make your way into downward facing dog. We're just going to pause in downward dog for a couple of breaths, just feeling that stillness as we exit the posture. Notice the energy in your body. And now if you want to move a little bit, if it feels good to pedal your feet a couple of times or move your hips. And then when you're ready, go ahead and get into pigeon stretch by lifting your right leg and bring your right knee near your right wrist. And then walking, splitting the legs as much as you can as you walk the back leg back. Do a little check to make sure it's going pretty straight behind you. If you like, you can tuck a cushion or a prop underneath your right butt cheek. And then allow yourself to come down to the bottom portion of pigeon. Just very loose and relaxed here, either letting your neck hang heavy, resting it on a cushion, a block, or a bolster, or bringing your head all the way down to the floor. We want to be sure that we're not creating tension in our body here. So this can be a fairly demanding stretch for lots of bodies. So making sure that it only feels like at most about a 7 out of 10. If it starts to feel too difficult, you want to back off the stretch a little bit. And often coming out to the top portion is a little bit easier. We can add a cushion underneath our butt cheek or take a second cushion, make the cushion a little bit higher. Or come out of the stretch altogether if that's what your body is asking for. Perfect, and we're going to start to back ourselves out of pigeon pose. Just taking your time, bringing yourself back to downward facing dog by turning back towards under and lifting and stepping back. Or of course you could go to resting child's pose if you prefer here. Aiming to hold still for a couple of breaths. Just breathing nice and deep. And now moving any way that feels right. Kind of shake things out a little bit. And then we're going to slide into pigeon on the opposite side, lifting the left leg, bringing left knee near left wrist, and then walking the back legs back. and then letting yourself come back down to the bottom. Keeping your neck long and loose here, and especially if you prefer to keep your head off the ground or off the cushion here, making sure that you're not drawing tension into the shoulders and into the neck in the way that you're holding your head. So you do want it to be nice and limp and loose here. And remember, even though our goal is stillness, at any point, please feel free to adjust your position, whether that's just getting into the position a little bit better, whether you want to move a little bit deeper into a posture if it starts to feel really easy, or if you need to back out of the posture. The stillness we're really looking for is finding more stillness with our mind and more stillness in terms of all of those accessory movements that we really don't need to do. So if you're fidgeting, those are the kind of movements that we want to try to dwell here. Good, let's begin to draw ourselves back out of pigeon. Just taking your time, not feeling rushed here. And again, just holding for a couple of breaths. Letting your body just take its time as it comes out of that big, deep stretch. And now letting yourself just move around a little bit, keeping things loose. And then come on down onto your mat. And we're moving into our last yin posture of today's practice, which is going to be supported bridge. So go ahead and grab your yoga block, a bolster, a pillow. This could even be a stack of firm books, would work really well also. So you're going to lie on your back. Take your knees about shoulder width apart here. And you want to decide how high you want your lift to be in bridge. So if you're using a low yoga block, remember it's got a low setting, a medium setting, and a high setting, depending on which direction you turn the block. You could also decide to use a block and then maybe a pillow on top, so you might turn it to a shorter setting and then add something on top if you prefer something softer underneath your back. So we're going to lift our hips here, and you want to slide the block underneath your sacrum, which is really the firm part of your upper buttock. So if I feel where the edge of the block is at the bottom, it should be right around where my bum crack is. You don't want the block way in the bendy part of your lower back, because that's not going to be good for your spine. So kind of at that firm, stable base is where we want the block to position. And it can be horizontal or it can be turned vertical or kind of the skinny direction. Both feel really fantastic for most people. So that might be something that you want to play around with. And then once you're up on the block, make sure that your buttocks is not squeezing or clenching here. So you're not aiming to be like in a bridge like we would be in a vinyasa class. You're not holding yourself up here. You're letting the block do all of the work for you. So you truly want to relax over the block. Maybe close your eyes here and let your legs just be comfortable. So they might stay shoulder width apart. Your knees might want to go out or in. You might like to stretch out your legs. And as we find that comfortable place, allow yourself to just breathe deeply. This is a great position to breathe into the belly. As we open up the front of the hips, release tension through the lower back. Taking just a few more deep breaths here. And now coming off your block or your cushions here, as you bring your body back down to your mat. You might feel like you just want to lie here. Maybe you want to tuck yourself into a little ball, or if you feel like you just need to do a big stretch all the way out. And then once you've done what you've needed to do, letting yourself get into a comfortable Savasana position. And this could be any relaxing lying position. It doesn't have to be on your back. Closing your eyes and just allowing yourself
to take the next few moments to be a little extra still, a little more relaxed as we finish today's practice. Beginning to draw yourself away from Savasana. Taking a few deeper breaths. Starting to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And then when you're ready, bending your knees and letting yourself just roll over to one side. And just resting there for a couple of breaths. And then making your way back to a comfortable seated or kneeling spot on your mat. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's finish with our hands at our heart. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste. And if you like today's class, don't forget to hit the like button and ultimately hit the subscribe button as well. Have a wonderful day.